Good morning. It must be Wednesday morning. It is 9 a.m. And here we are in the Zoom chat room. And the topic today is time. Time and space. The time and space continuum as it is in place on Earth, as it is quickly, like a dominoes, the different fabrication and holding of time and space on Earth, because it is a false creation, is crashing. So many of the symptoms and the disorientation that you might have are actually, it's very complex. So what I'm going to do first is to read a little bit about my favorite teacher, the Divine Plan, so you understand these words hold entire conceptual fields for us to visualize in our mind. So I want to kind of fill it out so you know what I'm talking about. And it'll make sense why you might wake up really quick or be walking down a street and suddenly it just feels a little hazy. It's because there's lots of different dimensions, frequency bands in there, but there's also time-space continuums, chronological, historical timelines that you have lived in many lifetimes on Earth that are now folding in because they were false. They were painful. They held millions of traumas and set patterns within your body. So as they're crashing, where does that old pain go? For instance, if your initial core wounding to come back to Earth over and over again is, men aren't trustworthy and they betray me. Well, unless you heal it, in one incarnation you come in and you carry that latent vibration, and here comes the person in who matches your resonance of not trusting men, and there they are, and you do the painful dance until you heal it, until you go really deep, until you clear it out, till you get a tool or a process. So right now, it's getting towards the end of the movie for ourselves, for the play of Earth drama playing out the way it is, because the Divine Plan says we're not taking all this junk forward. All these old traumas, patterns on Earth, and the archetypes, being betrayed, being hurt, bosses, dominance, using, all of this is crashing as it should. But within your own infrastructure, you're still holding some of these last issues. And since we're getting closer and closer to the Divine Plan, it's like baking a cake. We're getting ready to put it in the oven. We're getting everybody's frequency and ingredient in it. That there might be a part of you, it's like the end of the movie. I watched Speed last night. First started out with the bus. A bus would crash if it went under a certain acceleration miles per hour. Then after a while, it got bigger and deeper. Then the wheel came off. And then they bring another bus, get the people off, and then they end up on a train, and he's on the top of the train, and she's got a bomb around her. That's kind of where we're at now. We're at the climax of your personal story and letting it crash and dissolve. Why? So we can be free, so we can be the light. We can have a frequency field that is harmonious with our divine core. It's just old stories and clothing that we've been wearing. And sometimes it's there so long it calcifies. It becomes little nodes, cysts, tumors, issues within our body. To draw attention to it, to get that story unveiled, and to learn your tools. Use your focus and be that light and hone in and say, I've learned this lesson. I've learned it well. Am I to teach? Am I to demonstrate? Or am I to demonstrate letting go of this body gracefully? That could be a part of your journey too, because guess what? We're getting to the end of this story and we're going to meet up shortly in the body or not in the body. So the important thing is you don't have to be in pain. You don't have to struggle, and you don't have to suffer as we come to this accelerated movement towards the institution of the Divine Plan on Earth, with you conscious about it or not. Okay, here we go. Time, dimensional space, and parallel existence. Caroline Coy. Reality resides within an infinite number of electromagnetic fields, connected by an infinite number of 0 points. What defines reality, however, is the projection of consciousness into a set of frequency ranges, that's your belief bubble, in such a way that everyone sharing such an experience agrees upon that description, definitions, and parameters of this experience. And have you noticed around the world, specifically here in the United States, through social media has accelerated, that people are feeding into and holding on to their own bubbles of reality, and the polarity and duality is getting even deeper and more pronounced and more painful. There's no reaching across the aisles. This means that when consciousness, and by extension your physical brain, is directed within a frequency range into a unified field, your consciousness, your mind energy, complies with certain properties previously agreed upon by the creators of this reality. For instance, in your awakened hours, your brain is typically focused within these hertz, for example, and that you are experiencing an environment that is referred to as three-dimensional, that appears material and solid, a fact that everyone in human form has agreed upon. However, when your brain is focused within the frequency range of 2 to 3 hertz, for example, all agree to call this other reality the sleep state. Your consciousness does not collapse or create to exist as it transitions from one frequency range to another. It simply applies itself to that vibration and automatically creates a new experience. Reality then is the unique experience that occurs when an individual's brain activity, I need to put this on so you can really hear me better. I just realized the microphone's sitting right here. Okay, well, it picks up pretty good because nobody mentioned they couldn't hear me. Okay, stronger microphone reality. Okay, so you're agreeing into the acceptable, recognizable state of reality that is dictated by belief systems or agreements created within the creators of such a reality. But at this point, we are thinking it's different for everybody, and we are having breakthrough timelines, and we're breaking the agreements. And that's why people in the external world who aren't deeply in their spiritual path are like, well, you're breaking the agreements, therefore you must be crazy. And until they get in enough pain, they're going to hold on to that till the last breath. So take a deep breath through your nose and ask yourself, is this reality working for you? If you're listening to this, you know there's something better. There's something more refined. There's something safer, more harmonious. And yet, you still might have unconscious vibrational quagmires that match the old timeline or other people's agreements, which aren't your core as a visitor here, bringing a new vibration and a new song. So that's why I do these meditations every week, and we go through the simple Be the Light 3-step process. And so today we are going to focus it on looking at our timeline and sweeping up any quagmires that it's okay to do in this way through frequencies, because we don't need the end of the movie to have blood and guts and lots of shootouts. Let's remove the frequencies and not have to keep bringing in the theater, the actors to show us what we're still holding. And then we have a story, and then we have emotional triggers. It's tiring. It's ravaging on the body. I say it laughingly, but it's been a long week. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Imagine your timeline. Imagine other timelines of time and space, other points, other big bubbles. Just let your heart begin to scan all the times that you have left holes within your authentic wholeness in other timelines. When there's been a contraction, a crunching, a little red X or a bullseye that has created something that has come forward from all the chronological timelines, the time and space grids. Bring it forward. Now, just hold it here in front of your body so you can see it. As we ask and intend to set a sacred space, we place a hold-on of balance around our body. We hold these elements just right outside of our hold-on of balance so we can see exactly what they are. It is the story, the script for you as you walk this earth as a vulnerable, gullible, beautiful creation in the flesh, trying to find your way home. So we bless it and we see all of the stories of drama and trauma, family, other lifetimes we can't quite clearly see, some of us. So we just imagine it as blobs of color and densities. And it's all there, and it's all been mucking up our full contraction and spaciousness as a divine, transparent being of light, reflecting the Creator's formulas. So just contemplate this and take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We call in our spirit guides, the beings of light who are so proud of us for persevering because they don't feel pain or fear the way that we still must in these physical domains. Take a deep breath and receive the acknowledgement and appreciation of your role in being this transitional agent. Because as we redefine these painful, ouchy quagmires within ourselves, we're doing it for the collective. Why? Because we are part of the collective in the quantum physics. A butterfly beats its wings in Hawaii and then in Thailand feels the movement of the vibrational field. So whatever you've been carrying, how heavy, how prolonged, how profound, how painful, bring it out. Fear. Take a nice deep breath. We ask and intend to see all of these vibrational patterns which have been important on our journey but no longer serve us in this moment. We are commanding that with the help of the Creator and the divine beings present, that everything that is not needed to move forward is now disassembled, released, and dissolved to the core of its initial creation. We let it go, we breathe in, and we let it go back out. Particles of vibration for new creations. No longer are we housing and containing these densities on our timeline. I'm going to do a little bit of sound as we allow this process to continue. Just imagine that there's a gentle, angelic egg beater going through your body. And anything that is not light and frothy and luminous, it's whipping it up. You don't even have to know what it is. Just allow. And it's moving and removing everything that is extra baggage or extra weight for you now. Why? Because we are asking and it is time. It's like the Wizard of Oz, the end of the movie, a hot air balloon. They remove the sandbags. The sandbags are our baggage. It represents that we can go home when we are lighter. When we allow the light that we truly are at our core to inform our thoughts, our emotions. So just imagine that all these sandbags that have kept you, and don't worry, you still will be grounded, you will be clear. That is your ego fooling you. You will be safe to be expanded and to be free. It is your lineage, heritage, and final destination. So let's make it comfortable and do it today. Let these energies just splash out of your body in particles of light as you become free and empty of the past. Take a deep breath and notice how much space there is within your heart now. Feel your heart expanding. We ask and intend that your heart integrate all of these energies at all levels. Physical, mental, emotional, that all of it is realigning into a brand new system. One that is elegant, graceful, designed by the Creator just for you. And take another deep breath and just rest into this pure bliss for a few moments of silence. Nice deep breath. And now we open our crown chakra for a nice refining, integrating shower. We ask that the Creator prepare this for us. And we let this energy come so gently towards our body, hovering over the top of our head, and kind of gently shimmying down through your tissues, through your head, neck, shoulders, into your heart, into your abdomen, into your sit bones, through your legs, and out the bottom of your feet. And go down and anchor into the beautiful new earth grid. So at this point, go ahead and just kind of tap your body somewhere just to know you can feel this good and still be in this reality, carrying this energy. Go ahead and make a beautiful bubble of impermeability, so that you are safe in this frequency field and can hold it. We ask and intend that we hold this 3 days. Oh, you choose how long you want to hold it. Maybe a week till we meet again. Hold it, lock it, set the field. Just like we set our watering system, how many minutes, how many days, we're setting our vibrational system on this for the next week. No other choices, the dial's not going anywhere else. So we're going to bring this part of our meditation to a close now. And I'll press stop, and then we'll have a little discussion. And if you're watching this at any other time, know that we meet every Wednesday morning here in the Zoom room. And go to my website and get the navigationals to get here. It's always free, Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Sound and Light HealingArts.com. And I'm Jan Jorgensen. Thank you for joining me.